Hi, my name is Mr. Cadella, and today I'm going to show you how to get started on a 3/4 portrait. So that is a 3/4 view. It's a little bit different from a side portrait, but we're going to still start with the ball and plane method. So you start with a light sketch there of a sphere, that ball there, and then I'm going to trim off the sides just like we would in a side or a front portrait, but then I'm going to draw a little cross right here. Just two lines right here. We'll talk more about those in just a minute. Now, I'm going to draw what would have been a straight line on a front-facing portrait. I'm going to curve around that line on this ball. I just kind of imagine like the lines on a basketball, that there's a line curving around from the top. And when it reaches the midpoint, and you can tell that by this cross right here on the side, reaches that midpoint, I'm just going to drop this line down just like this, straight down. And then I'm going to drop this line down and create the plane. That is the jaw. So the ball, of course, again represents the skull, the top part of the skull, and then this plane represents the jaw. Now you notice I came from this side of the ball, just curved around like this. Of course, use photo reference or a mirror when you're doing this. Now this cross line is going to be my eye line right here and where my jaw ends. So I'm going to put in the eyes by drawing this gap here. Now the trick is with the eyes that you're going to see an entire eye right here. Alright? But sometimes in a 3/4 view, maybe you only see part of the eye, and that is because the nose, which would end here at the bottom of this ball right here, maybe this nose right up here is covering part of the eye. Sometimes that happens in a 3/4 view. Now, some of the hallmarks, some of those key points you want to hit and make sure you cover is this angle here for the nose, this angle here for this top part of this eye socket area, how the chin will come out, this cheekbone right here, and you'll have a part of it over here as well, comes out, and then this line that comes down from what would be the ear. Now the ear is going to curve out like this. Now this ear can be up higher, it can be lower depending on your photo reference. Now this line's going to come down, and many times, not all the time, many times it starts coming in like this, but then it drops down again to pick up the rest of the chin here. Now it could be really wide, it could be really thin. I think I'll make this one a little bit thinner. Going back to the nose, you have a nostril here, and then a nostril that's partially covered. Similar to the eye, since it's 3/4 view, you might only see the features on this far side partially. Alright? Now the lips are a big challenge in a 3/4 view. So remember, some people have a V or a U. This part is another one of those hallmarks, those key parts you're looking for. This top lip will curve around. Where the lips meet, you'll have this line. Curves down like this, and then just remember everything is shortened on this side. This bottom lip comes over here, but this part would be longer. Okay, and I can already tell maybe I need to make this chin just a little bit longer here, depending on the person, of course. Now the eyes can be really tricky because if you make the eyes too small, too big, it'll throw off the whole portrait, just like a regular portrait. But in a 3/4 view, the eyes will be slightly different shapes, so you can't make them exactly the same. So you got that little muscle here. You have the iris, pupil, right here. Now the other thing is, now you're going to match that shape over here, iris and pupil, and they will be slightly different because they are, of course, foreshortened on this side, that is in perspective. Come back to the ear here, shape that, and also shape the rest of the head. Now, many times in a 3/4 view, the head kind of flattens out just a little bit up here on top. And a lot of people might get scared by that and say, that is a really huge head. Well, that actually is going to be covered up by a lot of hair. So I'm going to draw in this hairline. Many times the hair will come down just before this section that we trimmed off to begin the project. And it comes down, maybe you have sideburns or something like that coming down, or maybe it's a lady's hair that has long curly hair or longer straighter hair, whatever. Now the neck does not start here and doesn't start way out here. It kind of comes right down here. Notice this little gap right here. Many times it'll come right down there and come in from the chin just a little bit. And of course it's different for each person, so you have to adjust it. Some people have wider necks, some people have skinnier necks there. And of course the eyebrow placement follows the shape of the eye right here, just like that. Now of course, again, look at your photo reference, look at your mirror or whatever you're using to get those details in there, because a 3/4 view is one of the most difficult views to get correct. But if you follow these simple steps, you'll be well on your way.